Hello, everyone. I hope it's working. Yeah, I think it is. So, hello, everyone. Here is the second community call. The idea here is that I'm going to tell you about this other project. Just before, we had a quick community call about the decentralized web. And this is another project that we are working on currently. It's MassAutomation. So, the idea is that currently in existing blockchains, the smart contracts are just stored on the blockchain. They cannot do anything unless somebody sends a transaction from the outside, or if a centralized server that detains some private keys is able to call them on a regular basis. So whenever you want to do something, you need to have somebody or a server sign a transaction and send it to the blockchain. So this is cool, but what happens when no user interaction is available? For example, what you want to have something that automatically detects and liquidates non-collateralized positions of on a lending borrowing platform, for example. Well, there's multiple ways. For example, you can have the Aave style, where from the outside there's a competition between people trying to liquidate positions, or you can have a centralized server that hosts a private key and observes and liquidates a bit more manually, I would say. Then another example is, what if you have a game, a Web3 game, and sometimes you want to make things move without user interaction. So for example, day-night cycles, NPCs that evolve even in the absence of a player. All these currently is very hard to do without a central server. Same for an autonomous AI operation, time-evolving NFTs, Chameleon, of course, and also stuff as simple as sending coins to an address on a regular basis is currently impossible without having to rely on external services. And these external services have a risk. So for example, here I have a little screenshot on the left where it says that there's this, I think on MakerDAO in 2020, there was this poke transaction, which is a wake-up transaction that's done on a regular basis to wake up a smart contract. It was a bit late, and MakerDAO lost 4.5 million. So we see that having your own server that just calls on a regular basis your smart contract to do bookkeeping and evolve things is not optimal. Same thing for external services, because you have to rely on an extra service, and whenever the team stops paying for it, well, the whole thing stops. Or if it's all in AWS, it can crash. If it's all hosting some kind of private keys, it can be stolen and it can be hacked. So you see that it creates a risk of centralization, downtime, hacking. It can have high costs, and it can have unexpected delays if the chain is saturated, basically any kind of congestion. So all this shows us that nowadays, to automate smart contracts, so to make them evolve when no user is actually sending a transaction, it's something that's super important, but it's not well covered by the blockchains. You have to resort to external services. So in Massa, we decided to work on a solution to that, and that's what we call the autonomous smart contracts in Massa. So the idea of the autonomous smart contracts is that they allow smart contracts to evolve by themselves over time. And our goal here is to use this feature that's very unique to Massa and to build a fully decentralized and trustless tool for automation of smart contracts, to showcase the capabilities of the ASC, to improve developer experience, to make the experience feel as close as possible to other automation tools, for example, to unlock and support projects building on Massa. So we're going to be there to help you, and we're going to showcase examples. We're going to provide code, involve the Massa community and builders, because we want to have a strong community built around these special features and tools. And the next steps would be to try to broaden these targets, to make Massa a real hub for automation, to have Massa become the first fully decentralized hub for automating not only Massa, but also other blockchains, for example, through cross-chain messaging. And here you get a short idea of the roadmap on this feature. So it's a lot of complicated things here in terms of technical implementations. But here I'm going to run through a quick rundown. So the first milestone that we are aiming for this year is to start working on improving the autonomous smart contract in Massa to make them a bit more fit for some other applications as well. So this is a big work that we're going to showcase you. Basically, we want to make ASCs with guaranteed execution. That's something a bit hard to do, but we already have a solution. We are currently implementing it. Improve the tooling around it, examples, documentations. And also, in the meantime, while we are building this, which takes time, we are going to use the existing ASCs, autonomous smart contracts, that are already deployed in the current mainnet to showcase apps, for example, through a very simple demo of a recurrent payment app. So all this is going to be with the purpose of showcasing what we can do here. And all while in the background, we are building something even better. And then comes the milestone 2. Here, the idea is to see, observe a bit better the market, attract more builders, generate enthusiasm, and increase the user numbers in collaboration with the foundation. So once we have the technical features, we want to create a real product with it. We want people and developers around the world to start flocking there. So there's going to be a lot of outreach, communication, marketing, and this is going to be provided mostly by the foundation. Then comes the next milestone for middle of next year. Now we should have basically a full proof of concept product, and basically start defining true standards like autonomous NFT standards, continue marketing actions with the foundation, have DUSA move all their front ends. Actually, it should be already ready, but it should be published when all this is ready. So DUSA and other people move their implementations to autonomous smart contracts. So, for example, in DUSA, it's going to enable stuff like autonomous trading strategies, like, for example, DCA, which is currently impossible with the current version of the smart contracts. So this is going to be one of the big milestones. And finally, the last milestone is to go further, to grant a lot of projects to use this automation that's now perfected, to have technical workshops, to have better outreach, and in the future to add EVM compatibility to attract new projects. That way, it would become possible for people who already have built a project elsewhere to just come to Massa and actually automate that project for the first time, because automation is impossible elsewhere. Without resorting to external services. And the last thing we want to build is also cross-chain communication. That way, whatever we automate in Massa can also call other blockchains, and Massa would become essentially an automation hub for other blockchains as well. So that's kind of the long-term vision we have. And so that's kind of the quick rundown. The idea here is to evolve more and more the community. And there's going to be regular updates on this roadmap. Every couple of weeks, we are going to showcase you the progress on this project. And yeah, so do you have any questions so far? Okay, I think there's a few here. Okay, there's some echo. Sorry for the echo. I'll try to improve the sound for next time. LFG, yeah, sure. Thank you. Can an ASC trigger another ASC? Yes, actually, yes. An ASC can trigger an ASC in different ways. For example, when an ASC is executed, they can send a new ASC to be executed later. That's something that's already possible currently. An ASC can also listen to changes on the blockchain and be triggered by these changes, which is already possible today, actually, in production. So technically, if an ASC triggers a change that triggers another ASC, well, that's going to work as a chain reaction, no problem. Any other questions? The goal is not to be for it to be a very long call, just to give you to everyone a rundown on what we're doing. And as next steps, we are going to evolve more and more the community. We are going to there's going to be these forums. I told it before, but I'm going to repeat it here. There's going to be these forums deployed by the foundation where we are going to discuss technical and strategic decisions. So the community will be welcome to join. I think the foundation will announce this very soon. And the idea is to increase the participation of the community in the decision-taking, give permanent visibility on how it's going to evolve over time, and also to update you on the roadmap every time it changes. Do you plan to natively integrate liquidity stablecoin? For now, we are mostly starting to work on integrating the front end of liquidity, but we are in discussions with them maybe for future steps on maybe bridging or even integrating. But for now, it's not signed yet. Okay. Well, if there is no other questions, you can already, I think, if you're a developer, if you're interested, you can already start playing with autonomous smart contracts. They are working currently in the mainnet. So you can go see our documentation on docs.massa.net, start playing with it. And yeah, try it out, see how it behaves. I think some projects already use autonomous smart contracts. We have these Tamagotchis that are autonomous. We have chameleons, which are NFTs that evolve over time thanks to autonomous smart contracts. I think even Perfect Universe autonomously closes expired positions for sales and buys using autonomous smart contracts. So there's more and more things happening. So feel free to go have a look and play with it. So it'll be possible to receive coins by sending example PP. Okay, that's already true. It's already true. You can already receive coins using domain names, but what autonomous smart contracts will help you do is to go beyond that and to be able to, for example, automatically receive coins on a regular basis, which is currently impossible. Okay, so if there's no more questions, I'm gonna wrap this up. It's supposed to be a short call. Feel free if you have any questions. We have this amazing community there, and we're gonna keep you updated with all the next steps of this big project, because as you can see, it's very ambitious. We're talking about creating a completely new type of autonomous smart contracts, showcasing the existing smart contracts, creating a product that responds to market needs in terms of automation in the Web3 industry. Create proof of concepts, migrate existing projects, and in the long run, literally have EVM compatibility and cross-chain communication. So this is studies that we are still doing, and hopefully we're going to be able to move on with this very soon. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for listening, and have an amazing day. When moon at night, that's where you see it the best.